Hello and welcome to another Mondays with Monica. I'm your host, Monica. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're well and that you had a fantastic weekend, especially that it was the last weekend in January 2023. We thank God for preserving us this far, and it's been such an amazing time that we've had in the Lord. I wanted us to look at the word in Colossians. So last week we concluded on Lord, teach us to pray, and I was looking at other prayers that we found in the Bible. And in Colossians 1, verse 9 says, "For this reason we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you and ask that you may be filled with the knowledge of His will, in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that you may have a walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing Him, being fruitful in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God, strengthened with all might according to His glorious power, for all patience and long suffering with joy, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified us to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in the light. He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love, in whom we have redemption through His blood and forgiveness of sin." Verse 15, "He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by Him all things were created, that are in the heaven, that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through Him and for Him, and He is before all things, and in Him all things consist. And He is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning of the firstborn from the dead, and that all things He may have the preeminence." So we can see here that you know it has various things, but the prayer is speaking that that we be filled with the knowledge of wisdom and spiritual understanding. In Proverbs it talks about us having understanding and wisdom as well, so that's a repetition here. And that we be having a walk, our Christian walk, that would be fully pleasing to God and being fruitful. It says that you will know them by their fruit, and also that that you must produce fruit in your walk with Christ. So when we see in the next line here in verse 11 that it says, "Strengthened with all might according to the glorious power, for all patience and long suffering with joy." We heard yesterday I heard a sermon, and they were talking about that that persecution happens, and there'll be trials, and there'll be we have moments where you won't be on an up, you'll have a down, but you can consider it joy because you know that God is going to bring you through it, and that even through it that there'll be a lesson, or that there'll be something that would come from it. When you go through things, like whether it's through crushing or anything, it produces something. So I thank God for strength for whatever we might be going through, and that indeed that we're translated into the inheritance of saints. So I encourage you to find prayers in the Bible that you can read and pray and make a personal prayer, that you can grow in God and know Him. I'll try and look for more scriptures that have prayers. The Psalms are a very beautiful place, for a lot of situations and circumstances, where various people, not only David, but other psalmists also prayed. But, God's word, He says that His word will not return void. So if we look to seek these prayers, it also helps us to know how we can pray the mind of God, and that we can tune in to know what God is saying. So God bless you. Have an amazing week, and I will touch base with you again. Take care and God bless. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and you can send me a message also at mondayswithmonica@gmail.com. Thanks. Bye.